Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if anyone's here yet. So until a couple people file in here, I'll keep on working on what I was working on, which I started this mouse a couple streams ago, and I thought it would be fun to do a 2-page spread. Let me find it right here. Voila. So I've been working on this for Procreate says 5 hours, and I don't want to put too much time into it because I want this to be a sample of like what someone could expect for a certain amount of money or whatever. Because January is slow and I'm trying to get more business, so this is what I've been working on. Portfolio pieces. So until I see a couple people in the chat excited for requests, I guess I'll just work on this. I ended up talking to myself last week a lot, but it is holiday break. And it is the fake days between Christmas and New Year's Eve. These are fake days where time isn't real. So people are probably playing video games and enjoying their days off and whatnot, so we'll see. I could end up just talking to myself for an hour, and that's cool. An hour or two. See if I can't finish some more of this while I wait for people to show if they feel like it. Why is this on a different layer? We don't need that. Okay. I don't want to brighten up the whiskers. I do want to add a little bit more yellow, like a gold effect to the chairs, but I don't want it to be like obnoxious and shiny. Just like a little something. Just jazz up the chairs a little bit. Request, could you do Frankie from the show Baby Genius? Okay, let me type that in here. Frankie Baby Genius. Let me put my art up on the screen so you have something to look at for a minute. Let me look this up, because listen, if you're the only person showing tonight, then I might as well do your request. Oh, it's a cute pink elephant. Okay. Yeah, I can draw this. Let's see, there's her in a cheerleading outfit. Oh, 2015 design. Okay. 2015. Is that the cute, like the very simple looking one? Yeah. Okay. I like the one of her holding a tambourine, but the pom-poms is a fun pose too. Mouse party. Yeah, it is a mouse party. a portfolio piece with the cake mouse. I wanted to do another piece with him and the bride and groom eating their cake and whatnot. Yeah, let me pull up. Yes, okay. I like the one with the tambourine, but I think the pom-poms are going to be a little bit more fun to draw. So I'm going to pull up the simple one holding the pom-poms as my ref here. And then go back to the correct folder here. Where were we at? Let's do a 10 by 10 canvas, as we always do. Make sure it's on the screen. So on my end, I can see the very bottom, like below here, by like an inch. But it's cut off a little bit because of my stream setup, so I have to be cognizant of that. How's everyone's weekends going? I don't know who's all here. But this is a good simple character to start with. This is your reward for tuning in early, because last week it was me just talking to myself for like an hour and a half. And I was like, well, 'tis the season, you know. Everybody's busy with Christmas stuff. The cheek kind of goes like that, like happy. Ooh, let me get a real eraser in here. What am I doing? I was using the chalk brush on that mouse piece to get some soft texture. Christmas release? No, don't apologize. I knew last week was gonna be like a nothing stream, and that's fine. I think I just worked on personal art the whole time or something. I don't even remember what I did. No, I colored all the that's what I did. I colored all the requests from 2 weeks ago, so it was pretty chill. I just sat and added color, you know? It was like doing a coloring book for like an hour and a half. Anyone heard of Scott McCloud? I am not familiar with Scott McCloud. Just a quick recap of the fellas and ladies I colored. So yeah, that was last week's stream. It's up on my YouTube if anyone wants to see how I done colored them all, but you know, it was just me talking to myself. It's cool. I was sick that week. Well, I hope you're feeling better now. I hope all is well. And congrats on the job that doesn't suck, by the way. You might need me one of those. Every year this happens. Like, this happens like every 3 months, I'd say, but especially January. A week ago, I had so much, like a week and a half ago, I had so much work. I was like pulling my hair out because I was like, oh my God, can I just get a couple days off for Christmas? And my wish was granted. And now I haven't heard anything from any client for like a week. And now it's like, okay, it's over. time to go work at McDonald's, you know, pack it up. And then in 2 weeks, I'll be on here complaining that I have too much work again. So just wait it out. But I have been working on portfolio pieces in the meantime, and been on my grind in other ways, you know. But January is always painfully slow. And I always do this. I throw out a few applications for like easy sounding like receptionist work or whatever, and I never hear back. And then when I do hear back, it's like 4 weeks later, and I'm so like up to here with freelance work. I'm like, I don't need to do that. Then I just don't respond. This has happened to me so many times, I can't even count. And I never learn. Ever. I always panic. It never gets any better. I have savings is the dumb thing too. Like, I can just coast and do nothing for a hot minute. But I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. So, it's all very silly. Yeah. Listen, if I end up taking a fast food job or I start doing certain kinds of commissions, you know, it's hard knock life for me. But if I don't have a single client in an entire 30-day period, then I'm gonna panic. But that has not happened yet once in 12 years, so it's been literally a week and I'm already like, oh no, it's the end of the world. But it's not, it's fine. But I'm gonna say this in the same voice as the commercials about mesothelioma that are on TV. It's like, if you were a loved one, would like a commission of anything, it doesn't have to be cute cartoon characters. If you know your brother's cousin's best friend needs like a monkey holding a wrench for his handyman business, I'm your girl. I can do it all. Trust me. Just throwing it out into the universe. I'd rather be drawing stuff like this full time, like cute animals and stuff. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I am an expert at drawing cartoon handymen and toilets and animal mascots holding wrenches and wearing tool belts. Like, I'm very good at that. So, I've done a lot of that in my time. And school mascots in different poses and outfits. Very, very adept at that. Alright, so we're gonna do some pom-poms. And I kind of want to... The pom-poms are kind of like... I like the goofy, like, shape they have. So I'm gonna kind of do that. But I'm gonna add a little more motion to it. Because these... I do like the shape where it's, like, coming straight out from the center. But I like adding a little... Yeah, animal mascots. All kinds of things. Animal mascots promoting all kinds of things. Yeah. I've done it all. Mascots in a car wash. Yep, did that. I did, for those who don't know, I don't even know how many people are watching. I'm not paying attention. I did a whole car wash of, like, cowboys and buffalo. And I tried looking it up to see if they had, like, installed it. And he had sent me photos, too, and I can't find them. And I'm so mad about it because I kind of want to, like, share with people the photos of the finished car wash where these giant, like, 12-foot by, like, 40-foot murals were installed with my art on it. It was kind of cool. But I don't know what happened to those photos. Lost on a external hard drive that I've lost in the many moves I've made since I did that. Yeah, the fruit guy was the line. That was the worst client ever. That's not true, though. Have I told the story of the actual worst client? I'm sure you've heard it. But, this guy who wanted me to do, like, you know those placemats where you can sell, like, ad space to local businesses? Like, you go to a family restaurant and there's, like, the placemats that have, you know, Bob's Roofing Company or whatever on it. He wanted me to draw a bunch of little, like, cartoon buildings representing all the local businesses, and they were going to sell premium ad space to have, like, a road map, like a placemat that looks like one of those kids' rugs with, like, out the houses and roads and stuff on it, like that. And you could, like, buy the ad space as, like, oh, you own this, and it's like a custom drawing of the business. Cool idea, except my prices went up. And I was not charging, like, anything at the time. This is when I just got started doing Fiverr. So I was charging, like, $25 per full color, like, custom cartoon building. And they were taking me increasingly long amounts of time. And he kept asking for more and more and more detail on these things. Like fountains outside, cars outside the business, stuff like that. So I asked for, like, $35 instead of $25, which was still undercharging for the amount of stuff he was having me do on these, like, fine details, right? Like $35, an increase of $10 per thing. And he was probably selling these for, like, you know, a couple hundred a month. He'd have people rent these ad spots, right? So whatever, he was definitely taking advantage of me. But he freaked out so bad, and this was in the days before Fiverr had a limit on when you could leave a review. Like, now it's like you get 30 days, and anything beyond that you can't leave a review. He retroactively went back and you could change ratings at this time too. I don't think you can do that now. He changed all of his 5-star reviews to 1, which tanked my rating from, like, a 5-star to, like, a 3-star overnight, because it was like 70 things I had done for this guy. Maybe not 70, but, like, at least 40 unique orders I had done for this guy. So I was freaking out, but he had made the mistake, luckily, of admitting in a lot of the reviews he left that he liked the work, but that I was being histrionic and unreasonable. So he was admitting that he was satisfied with the quality of the work and that it was a personal grudge he had against me, which means that I was able to contest it, and Fiverr removed all of his reviews. So, and I don't think he was banned from the site, but, like, I didn't care. And I just never worked with him again. But Very frightening couple weeks for me. I was like, oh, this is it. This is when I talk. I've had so many like it's over. Nobody's ever gonna pay me to do anything again moments. But that was the worst. But I'm glad he made the mistake of admitting that he liked the work. Because that got all of them thrown out. Yeah, I have no idea what he's up to now. I tried looking up his username to see if he has accounts on other sites and stuff, but no luck. Because he was bragging that like, oh, I have so much work for you. I'm this big hot shot, blah, blah, blah in LA. And it's like, if you're such a hot shot, like, why are you like arguing with me over $10? Like, the whole thing was ridiculous. I was not being at all unreasonable. I was just like, excuse me. Could you pay me $10 more for these drawings that are taking me like 3 hours longer to make than the first ones you had me do? It was crazy. But yeah, that was the worst client I ever had. Hands down. And I think I'll do colored outlines because this, you know what, since it's just a sketch, maybe I'll come back and do the lineless look next week the way I did the colors of the characters last week for the stream I did 2 weeks ago. Because I do like that this character is lineless, but I'm just kind of going with the flow with these outlines for right now. I'm kind of digging it. Oop. Sorry, I had to lock in for a second there. Here you go, exactly. I just paid somebody on Fiverr to do a new logo for my portfolio. Just because I'm not good at picking fonts. I get like overwhelmed with it. It's not my forte. So I paid somebody else to do it. And like, I paid her more than my clients pay me for my stuff, and I didn't like fuss and fight about it. It's like, and if she asked me for another like $10-20 to like make a revision, okay. Like, you're paying somebody for their time and their expertise. Could I make my own text logo? Yeah. I didn't want to, so I paid her to do it. So I gotta redo my my site and my business cards and my social media and stuff. It's very like kitschy retro 60s cereal mascot kind of vibes. So I'm trying to rebrand. Just because I've had my existing logo for like, I think 4 or 5 years now, and it just doesn't gel with what I'm trying to do. So I want that vintage little golden book / 60s cereal mascot kind of vibe. I think the inspiration I gave her was the box of Twinkles cereal with a very cute kitschy sans serif or serif font with little sparkles. And she did basically that for me with a font that matched. And I was like, okay, cute. Love it. That'd be yeah, I'll draw a cute scarecrow. A specific cute scarecrow for you. I'll do a whole series of kids' books with said scarecrow. Alright, we're going to, for now, I want to alpha lock this and I want to maybe put in some flat color and see how I feel. I'm just going to eyeball the color. I'm not going to color drop from the reference. I want to use my noggin here. It's kind of a bubblegum pink. Maybe a little lighter than this. Yeah, it's definitely lighter and brighter. Like that. Actually, I want to make the background like a light yellow. Kind of like the reference here. I don't want to do lineless this week because I want to do some other requests here. Unless nobody else is here, then it's like, whose end goal is sunglasses? The world's biggest pumpkin. Noble goals to have. I do like the little polka dots in the background too. Oop. Could I just use the reference tool to make this a little bit faster? Yeah, but am I gonna? No, I'm already halfway done. That's where my brain's at. I think even a little lighter and brighter than this, but I want to make the background a little bit more saturated yellow. No, it's more of like an oatmeal color. Why am I so accurately trying to match this? Like almost peach. Yeah, that's alright. That's close enough. Yeah, a good old scarecrow character I drew for you. Oh, did I? Yeah, I'm missing a piece of the arm here. Oops. Let's see. Oh, I just straight up didn't draw the arm. Oops. It's kind of lost behind the pom-pom anyway, isn't it? Let's just have it lift up and into the pom-pom. Like so. Maybe it peeks behind that one piece. Yeah, there we go. Oopsie daisy. A little bit darker pink for the ear behind the head. Kind of a bright eye-popping pink for the bow. A little outside the lines. Listen, if I do colored lines on this, it's basically the same as doing lineless at this point. Maybe I'll just do colored lines. It's so close to being lineless. Yeah, it looks weird with the gray outline with the black mouth, but I'll fix that. I'll fix that. Like an orangish pink tongue. Gonna make the bottom of the foot the same color as that back ear. I just subscribed. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing. I need to get back to making actual, honest to goodness YouTube videos. It has been a long time. It's been far too long, but I appreciate it. I just stream nowadays about once a week, give or take. So you're catching me in my once a week 2-hour block here. And by the way, since you're new here, the deal of my stream is I take requests from people. I usually just add it to a list and pick randomly when I have 7 to 10 people watching at once. When it's just like 1 or 2 people, I'll just do their request at the same time they request it, like I'm doing right now. But when it's a few people, I don't want to pick favorites necessarily, so I add requests to an endless list of requests that I randomly draw from. So, if you have any requests for characters you'd like to see in my style, let me know in the chat. Looks like I have 6 viewers, and I think one of them is me, because I have my own stream open in a tab to read the chat. Because the chat thing in OBS does not work, so 5 viewers, which is pretty good turnout. Last week it was just like 1 person for an hour, and then me for the second hour. Some blue here, and then it's yellow, and then like a little splat of white in the middle. I think I will do colored outlines on this. Yeah, I draw basically any any cartoon type request. Anything super, I always give the same spiel. Anything like super detailed, like a Final Fantasy character with 80 belts, I'll either do a very, very simple cartoon version of it if I feel like it, or I'll just say, nah, I'm not going to draw that. But cute cartoony stuff, if you can't tell from my channel and everything, is kind of the vibe. So basically any cartoon character. Or generic cute request if you're like, oh, I want to see a turtle surfing. Okay. I'll draw a turtle surfing. Why not? Oh, that's not the right yellow. We want a bright, cheerful yellow. Oh, don't want to bleed too much. You know what? I'm just going to do the yellow on a new layer so I don't totally mess it up. Have you ever had to do realism for a project in school or something? Yeah, I mean, I went to college for art. I have a bachelor's in film and video, actually, but it was studio art, and then I transferred. And now I do art on YouTube, so I guess kind of both. But I did take formal art classes, and we had to do still life painting and life drawing and things like that, where you're expected to do realistic work. And that teaches you a lot. The more that you know about how things really look and how to think about things in 3D space, the better your stylized cartoon stuff is going to look, generally speaking. There are people who are amazing cartoonists who've never had any formal training, who just have an eye for what makes a cartoon look good. That is a thing that happens, but in general, it's good to study all the boring stuff you might not necessarily want to do, because it does help quite a bit. I feel like I still have a lot to learn. Because I've been doing freelance work a lot, and I let like formal study take a backseat, like sitting and doing like a life study, that like a life drawing thing or something, which I should do more of. But definitely recommend if you live in a place that has like life drawing classes and things like that, or just drawing the stuff around your room and trying to really observe it, and not necessarily stylize it, but draw it realistically and figure out how it works, kind of thing. Or if you have pets, great, draw them. That's a good one. Studying from pets. Alright. I want to do some colored outlines. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool if you like to do art just for yourself, too. I said this before to a friend of mine. I don't remember if I've ranted about this on the channel yet. I wish more people would just do art and post it, even if they're like not artists, like they're not paid to do art, they have no intention of being paid to do art. Because I think it would just be cool to see what everybody's like drawings look like, you know what I mean? I want to know what my best friend would do if they were drawing a picture of a sheep or a cat. I want to know how they would draw it. I'm curious. I think it's why I like karaoke. I like hearing what people sound like when they sing, even when they're like clearly not being paid for it and have no intention of being professional. I like seeing what people do creatively, even if that's not their entire like passion and line of work or whatever. I think it's cool. I want to know what kind of bad music I could write. Maybe I could write terrible music and release it, you know? Whatever. Not everything needs to be professional or the only thing you do. I think it's cool when people post art no matter what level of serious they are about it, you know? Exactly. Everyone has different perspectives. The way that you and I draw a cat is so dramatically different. Even if we're both inspired by the same artist, even if like we're both trying to do Disney style or I don't know. I'm trying to think of an art style. If two people were drawing the same fan art of the same character in the same pose, it would come out totally differently. Even in just the little small ways that like people do their line art or their coloring or whatever is so different. It's really fun to see. And it gives you more stuff to like steal from, where you know, in the great artist steel way, not like actually ripping people off, but like, oh, I really like how she I don't know, used purple shading instead of gray, or I don't know. Whatever little thing that you can take and apply to your own stuff. And sometimes too, like my friends who aren't artists, they'll just like randomly doodle something, and it's like Steve from the original Blue's Clues. I don't know what the guy's name is now, but Steve, when I was a kid, because I'm old, the way he drew very simple stuff in the handy dandy notebook, and it was like genius. Like they're actually good drawings. But I know people who aren't artists and they naturally have the ability to do like very simple but good drawings like that, and I have to like sit and think about it and agonize about it. So you like learn a lot from what comes to people naturally, I think. Can't scanners down. Well, when it's back up, you know. I like seeing what people do. I think it's cool. These lines are super messy, by the way, but they don't look this bad zoomed out. You'll see. I'll show you. I'll show them all. This is just a sketch, by the way, but like a lot of the sketches on this channel, it got way out of hand, and I'm just doing the coloring now. Because I'm kind of lost in the sauce of it already. And it's not even fully cut. Like, if I really wanted to commit to it, I'd do the whole lineless look and everything, but I'm going to fix that blue line there in a minute. Let's just get the yellow in. Fix that blue up. But see, it doesn't look that crazy zoomed out. It's just when it's zoomed in, it looks nuts. I drew like almost all cartoons I've seen growing up. Yeah, great place to learn. I always say my biggest inspirations were like obviously Disney movies, but also Neopets. I was and still am a big Neopets addict for most of my life, actually. Yeah, I'm ancient. I'm 34, and I started playing Neopets when I was like 9 or 10, so most of my life, but huge influence on me artistically. If you've never played Neopets, because nobody's played it anymore, because the site's not very good anymore. I play a fan-made site that like emulates what it was like in the 2000s, but Neopets.com kind of stinks anymore. But if you've never played it, there is a beauty contest on the site where you can enter artwork of your pet and people vote on it, and you get a trophy if people like it. So that was a huge motivation for me to like learn digital art, because I really wanted the trophies. That was my big incentive to draw on the computer and like figure it out. You're 33? Cool, cool, cool. I never know the age of people in my stream, and I never assume, because like somebody I'm talking to I think might be 16 is 34. Somebody I'm talking to I think is 25. They say they're 13, and I'm like, whoa. Like, your spelling is really good for a 13-year-old. What happened? And I always feel like an old woman on the internet anyway. So you're there with me? Yeah, yeah. Us old people gotta stick together. Yeah, digital online pet games were where it was at, man. I don't know what to tell you. It was the coolest thing on the internet. Neopets. And I do think the fan-made site Grundos Cafe is the coolest thing on the internet currently for me, but that's just because I'm addicted to it. Yeah, I think with the colored outlines, this is coming together pretty well. I'm just going to color this outline of this tongue black, though. Oh, maybe I'll change my mind on that. Yeah. Immediately change my mind. Don't like that. That's better. There we go. I'm just gonna do black for the eyes. I think that's it. Yeah. And I want to do some polka dots in the background because I like how they look in the rough pick. And maybe a nice little texture layer just to, I don't know, blend all this messiness together. I like doing a noise layer or something. Let's do noise. Make it look crazy, crazy. And tone down the crazy. That's alright. I kind of want to bump the saturation up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good on my end. And we'll do some polka dots real quick. Let's see, there's like light pink ones kind of scattered around. I'll just do a bunch of light pink and then I'll recolor some because it's easier to do that. They're kind of sporadic like this. Let's do a bright, bright yellow like the ref. And then like a minty greeny blue. It's kind of like that. Pinterest is your go-to to post art. Interesting. I need to get into that because people say it's a good way to get eyeballs on your stuff, but I never really paid much attention to it. Neopets versus Webkins. I never got into Webkins. Don't know why. It seemed right up my alley. You know why? It was because you had to buy stuff to participate in it. And my mom was not about to spend money on Webkins. Though she did buy us a lot of Beanie Babies, so maybe I could have just asked her, like, hey, instead of a Beanie Baby, could I just have this instead? But no, I don't like the highlight I did on the tongue anymore. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Why is the tongue throwing me off? I think it's the outline color. Hold on. I'm being picky about nothing. Absolutely nothing. Darken it. Yeah, it needs a little bit more contrast. Okay. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. I think that's pretty cute. How do we feel about baby genius elephant Frankie? Thought it was because it was a Webkins killer. No, they're kind of different things. I feel like the gameplay is so different. Neopets is just a capitalism simulator. That's literally all it is. It's, you just make money. That's the entire point of the game. But I've always loved games where all you do is just make money. Like I like Harvest Moon. The entire point of that game is kind of just to make money, you know. There's the marriage and the relationships and blah 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 blah, but like the meat of the game is farming and making it as tons of money. Mouthful. Yes, looks cute. Cute. Thank you. All right. What's up next? Well, there's only 3 active people in chat, so if you two who have not had a request would like to get a request done tonight. I mean, you're the only ones watching me. Oh, it says I have 7 concurrent viewers. So if any lurkers are lurking and would like a request. I try not to pick favorites when it's like 10 or more people because it's just like overwhelming, but you know, first come, first serve for a request. We're not doing the random list tonight. It's just whatever people throw at me that's something cute. And if nobody has any ideas and they just want to watch me draw something, I'll just pull from the random list. It's cool. I'll sip my water. If your brain is empty, that's cool too. I have the random list to pull from. One flower? Is that the name of a character? Okay, I can delete Frankie Baby Genius from the list because I literally just drew it. Here, I'll put Frankie up on the screen while I go through the list here. Alright, who do I have on the list? I have Totoro, a Care Bear, Darkwing Duck, just ice cream Pokemon, I guess it's my choice. Poet the Beanie Baby Monkey, Lowly Worm, Midna, Flapjack, Spinel from Steven Universe, Cat riding a skateboard, Woodstock and Snoopy. Oh, Sailor Moon. Okay, I can do a cutesy version of Sailor Moon. Yeah, why not? I don't normally draw people or anime characters, but I'm gonna do it my way. I did it my way. We're gonna just have fun with it. Let me pull up a good reference. I don't put names of like my request list is just the list of the guys on the list, so I can't remember what yours were if you could remind me. No, you're good. If I didn't want to draw it, I wouldn't draw it. I want to take a stab at a very simple Sailor Moon in my style and just see if it looks good or not. No need to apologize. Yeah, I just have the raw list of the ideas themselves, but I don't put people's names next to who requested what. So it's totally random. I have, what did I say? Where did I end up? Woodstock and Snoopy, Big Man from Splatoon, Mimikyu, Max from Bluey, Charlie the Unicorn, Moomin, Puck and Yamouse. Oh, I do have Puck on here. You know what? Let's just drop Puck. I'll in a minute. We'll do Sailor Moon and we'll do Puck. Dota, right? Dota 2? Yeah. Yeah, I'll do a simple Sailor Moon and then I'll do Puck. That'll be my next two. Okay, let me pull up ref for both of these guys. No, you're good. I don't remember who requested what. Where's a good? I kind of like the side view of Puck, the ref. And I'll do a simple version of him too. Alright, let's do simple Sailor Moon to the best of my ability. I'm curious to see what I do with this. Do I want to just follow the pose of the ref and do it my own style? I might do that just to make it easier for my brain. Let's try that. Let's try it. First things first, I'm going to lower the brightness of the screen on my end because I'm getting like spooky stories lighting underneath my face and I'm not about it. So let's do... How would I draw Sailor Moon? So when I draw people, I'd do very simple, like the generic kind of Disney doll, Elsa kind of proportions, which I think lends itself well to Sailor Moon. But I've also been getting into like retro like ads where they just have the simple eyes like that, which I think is kind of cute with like just a simple nose like that, which also is kind of anime. So I'm just going to toy around with stuff and see what works, you know? And I might keep it real loosey-goosey too. Or just... I was working on a self-portrait for a new like profile picture for social media that has kind of simple eyes. Like that. And we'll do kind of like a nose blushy, vintagey thing. Because she does have these little blush lines, but I think it would be cute to have the little, like, I don't know, 60s retro stuff going on. What do her earrings look like? Are they just little moons? Yeah, okay. Let's do a sketch of the whole thing before I get lost in the weeds and make that mistake of, like, doing a super detailed eye and then everything else is just a rough sketch, you know? Bad mistake. Rookie stuff. Alright. Her hair is kind of like a big heart. I'm just trying to draw what I see and like really exaggerate it. Heart. Maybe do full like retro 60s mod kind of thing. Fortnite that... Oh, the Mariah Carey defrosting. I love that. Anyone who doesn't know me, I am a big Mariah Carey fan. I love her, so I was happy to see her in Fortnite. It's very funny. If I played Fortnite, I would absolutely go and destroy some people as Mariah Carey. Does it play All I Want for Christmas Is You too when you like win or whatever, when you taunt people? I thought it was cool they gave her a second outfit too. That was like the Emancipation of Mimi album. Okay, let me just roughly sketch in what I want the body to be like. We'll do full like 60s. Maybe I'll have her wink. I don't know. Oh, that's kind of cute. And then I'll do like the mid-century mouth where the lipstick is just like the shape of the mouth, you know? I kind of like that. This might be when I come back in color. We'll see how I feel about it when I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'd love to try. I just got a bunch of new like retro brushes I've been really into as a Christmas gift to myself. So I'm really digging the like mid-century look. Big old bow. Okay, and if she's got her shoulders like this, her hips would be like this, basically. Then we'll do one leg out, just like her ref here. Do a really long, slender leggy here. A leggy, not a leg, a leggy. Boot. That's maybe too skinny of a leg. We can fix it. Mariah Carey in Fortnite, yeah. I mean, can I play the game? Yes, I can. But will I know? Because I'm terrible at like games where you have to shoot people or do anything that isn't like decorate. But if I did play Fortnite, I would absolutely be Mariah Carey. I would spend the Fortnite bucks or whatever they're called to get the skin. And there's little moons on her boots. Get the skirt nice and simple. I like the flow that it has, the swoosh. So we'll keep that. You like Call of Duty? Yeah. They have non-shooting things you can do. I believe you. It's just, you know what it is? I don't like online games. Because I feel like I'm letting down the people I'm playing against or with. Like, because I'm just terrible at games. I don't like that pressure. It's like, if I'm going to be bad at games, I'm going to be bad at games on my own and not upset anybody but myself. You know what I mean? I am the stereotypical girl gamer where like all I play is like The Sims and Animal Crossing and stuff like that. That is me, unfortunately. Though I did play on Christmas Eve, I played a bunch of Civ 6. Just for no reason. I just got the itch to play it. And then lost, because the only wins I ever get are cultural and scientific. And I try, like, let me actually try to use my army for one. No. I don't know what I was thinking. Got absolutely crushed by Russia. I don't know what I was thinking. That's how you get better and learn. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's like, for me, it's like if I have 5 hours of my day to kill, am I going to get better at a video game that I'll probably get bored of in a few days? Or am I going to get better at like drawing, which is the thing I do for a living? So that's my thing, is I don't know how to like have fun with video games anymore unless it's decorating and doing brainless stuff. I have issues. I always get this weird sense of dread when I spend too long playing a video game, which isn't healthy either. Like if I've sat and played a video game for like 8 or 9 hours in a row on a holiday or something, I just get extreme guilt about it and just I can't pick up a video game for like months after. Like I did that Civ binge on Christmas Eve. I will not touch that game again for another like 8 to 12 months minimum. I have an issue with it. You know, my least favorite thing is when games track how many hours you've put in. Oh, that makes me feel sick. Because I start thinking, like, how many months of my life have I, like, played The Sims instead of, like, I don't know, doing life study or, like, life drawing studies or something, you know? I way overthink just having fun. It's an illness. It is not a good thing the way I think, but it is the way I think. But the healthier way to think is the old saying, time you enjoyed wasted was not time wasted, you know what I mean? But I just get sick seeing the number of hours. I hate it. Is that arm too short? That arm is too short. Let me think. Recalibrate. Yeah, that's true. If you have a day job, totally makes sense to that's the thing that, like, that's part of the reason I always randomly apply for these, like, receptionist jobs and stuff, too. is when work gets slow, I'm like, God, it would be so nice to have like just the designated thing that I do for money that even if it stinks, like as soon as you come home, you can just do whatever you want and not feel guilty about it. But for me, because I freelance, I think it adds to this like mental guilt of like, oh, I have all this free time. I could be working on my portfolio. I could be getting new clients. Like, you know, it takes a different mental toll. It's weird. So I'm like, not that I'm jealous of a 9 to 5 because it's its own kind of like torture. I'm aware. Like, I did work as a custodian briefly a while ago and it was not fun, but like, I don't know. It's kind of nice to like have the designated activity that's just the thing you do for money. And then if you do play like 12 hours of Skyrim when you get home, like, you've earned it. You know what I mean? I've never feel like I've earned it because I work from home and I'm at my computer for work and stuff, you know. I need to earn my fun or something. It's very odd. Is that arm still too short? You know what? We're not gonna agonize over that. 1, 2. Yeah, it would fall about here on the leg. That's about right. I'm way overthinking that. See, drawing people is not my strength, if you can't tell. But I'm doing my best. I don't think it looks that bad, considering I don't draw a lot of people. And you can see the other bow poof come out of this side. Sorry, I'll catch up with chat here in a second. I've just been in the zone. We'll see. Make sure you find time to do art. It's your own piece. Yeah. It's healthy, I think. Anybody who has a regular day job should have a creative outlet. Whether that's art, cooking, music, singing, whatever. I think it's just good for your brain. Writing. Yeah, because having to fight for hours of losing hours sucks. Yeah. It's different kinds of torture. Like, when things are going well and I have a lot of client work coming in and I have enough money for the month and then some, it's like, oh, I would never want to do anything else, you know? I get frustrated by being overworked, but like I'd rather have that than like the moment I'm in now where it's crickets and I know it's the end of the year and it's January, relax, it'll be fine, but like I hate it. These are the dark times of freelance. But this is what we have savings for, folks. It's like a squirrel hoarding nuts. But I always feel like I wasn't done hoarding nuts. Let me keep hoarding nuts. I wasn't ready to eat my stash yet, you know? I didn't want to dig into the stash. But I'll be fine. One way or another, I'll be fine. Okay, I think that's a pretty good start. Looks good. Either rather than being able to draw messed up. Yeah. It's, you know, grass is always green on the other side. For sure. I do not miss being a custodian, but you know, like I thought about it. I'm like, actually, if the custodial job was just the days that I worked indoors and air conditioning, it really wasn't even that bad. I'm like, if they paid like the minimum wage now for me to do that part-time, I would probably do it, honestly. It was pretty chill. And if you get like a non-Disney Parks custodial job, it's even more chill because you can just like listen to music. But then again, maybe it's in my blood. My mom was a custodian at my school district for like 15 years and she loved it, actually. And that was back before they like privatized everyone and took away all their benefits and stuff, so it was actually a pretty decent, like, honest, good job for a minute. But it was the outdoor work that killed me. I could never do that again. Absolutely not. 95-degree heat, 80% humidity. You get like a thimble of water in the break room. Wasps the size of your head buzzing around the dumpster because it's Florida and they have insects from like the depths of Hades in Florida. Never again. Oh, I forgot her little thing here. Man, I'm just rambling about nothing tonight, but I feel like that's every stream. And I always feel like I sound like either incredibly boring or like a lunatic as I'm saying stuff on stream, and then I like skim through my playback to make sure the audio is good and stuff, and I'm like, I sound fine. It sounds like every other stream, honestly. You're doing fine. We're just chilling here. What I need is more... I think I need just, like, a couple of consistent jobs at all times. Like, I need to be working on somebody's self-published book, or, like, a big series of stickers, or, like, if I have, like, one of those in the pipeline at all times, I feel totally fine. But it's just the times like now where it's just, like, crickets and dry. Like, oh, it's not good. And it won't last forever, but, it feels like it's going to every single time it happens. You start thinking, like, is McDonald's hiring? Like, these are the thoughts that go through your head. Activity assistant, so you kind of do art all day. That's cool. That would be the ideal, is, like... See, I always apply for receptionist jobs because I feel like that's, like, my skill set. Like, I answer emails and phone calls and stuff for what I do for Fiverr anyway, so it's like, I already know how to do all that. I can figure out how to do Microsoft Excel, like, you know. But I would love a job that's, like, easy and not super stressful, that's just, like, part-time hours, and that would cover, like, the hard months, like January, February. And then it would feel like a nice reward to come home and draw, you know? I think that would be pretty good. But these receptionist things never call me back. And when they do, it's always when I'm overworked. Don't you love when you apply for stuff and they call you back like 4 months later? It's like, I'm a different human being now, like, sorry. I don't know who I was when I applied for that, but I am not coming to that interview. Thank you, though. Joke's on me. Want to learn to sell your art? Yeah. Yeah, I got incredibly lucky. Basically, I joined Fiverr.com when it was still new and became a top-rated seller very quickly back in 2012, and I just never lost the status, so I rank pretty high in search, and I just have consistently gotten work through there, and then clients who found me through there who hired me off-site, and that snowballed into other side quests, basically, so I just got very, very lucky. And I always worry that luck's gonna just run out, and that's like, oh, for some reason I'm like shadow banned on Fiverr because somebody there doesn't like me or something, you know, just silly stuff. And it's never true, but it always feels like, what's happening? I haven't gotten a message in 5 days. It's over. And I don't recommend Fiverr to people generally because it's really hard to stand out nowadays without completely underselling. Like, I think even I'm pretty underpriced for what I charge for the amount of hours I spend on stuff, but it's way higher than it was when I first started, so it's really tricky. As far as selling, like, physical, I would love to get into selling prints. I am just such a wimp about, like, spending money, investing on myself like that. Like, what if I spend $1,000 getting all these prints and I only sell, like, $200 worth? I'm gonna feel like such an idiot, but it's like, you have to take that kind of risk. Like, that's what business is. It's just, I'm not ready for that risk yet, you know? One day I will be. I do have print-on-demand prints that I link to on my site, like through InPrint, but I've only sold a couple of those. But I don't advertise it either, so, you know, whatever. And you make a couple bucks per sale on that, but... And then I got into, as a side hustle forever ago, selling like SVG clip art on Etsy, and I haven't updated it in forever and ever and ever. And I probably won't now because Etsy is just way oversaturated with AI stuff anymore, so it's like there's not even any point competing. Because you're competing with like an AI bot that spits out like 5,000 pieces of SVG clip art, and like the people selling tumblers and stuff where they need those are just gonna buy the mega packs, you know? But every fall I make like $50 to $100 selling just like the one clip art pack of like pumpkin spice latte coffee. So that's nice. Consistently, like every like October through November for the last like 7 years since it's been up there, I make like an extra 50 to 100 bucks. It's like, that's nice. But I tried revitalizing the shop with like more sets of stuff, and nobody's bought any of it yet, except for like one oddball sale of like my hot cocoa when I did. I don't know. I wish there was more easy stuff, like I could do digital stuff that people could just purchase like that people would buy. I'd have to brainstorm. I wish I could team up with one of those girlies that like makes money selling digital planners on Etsy, because I don't want to design all of it, but I'll do the artwork for it and we can split it 50-50 or something. I don't know. Yeah, none of them are Lisa Frank knockoffs of fashion, yeah. We are our own worst enemy. That's absolutely true. I've thought about, like, I haven't seen the documentary yet, but I know there's that like Lisa Frank documentary that came out about like how she's a bad boss or whatever. She was always a huge inspiration to me as a kid, because she's just a lady that gets to draw nothing but cute animals all day. Or no, she has her minions do it for her now, but like, you know, she built an empire off just doing exactly what she wanted to do. So regardless of whether she's a bad boss or not, like, still inspiring. I think it would be fun to do like Alyssa Aaron as like an alternative to Lisa Frank, because it does sound like that kind of name. You know, it does sound like the name of like a girl's fashion line or something. Though the aesthetic I'm going for these days is more of like a mid-century 60s golden book kind of vibe. So I don't know, but if that doesn't work out, maybe I'll do like knockoff Lisa Frank stuff. I'm losing my voice. Because I think that'd be kind of fun. Do like knockoff Lisa Frank stickers and like my own color palette. I don't know. Everyone has something to say about someone. Yeah, I haven't heard the claims. I don't know if it's just like employees mad that they had to actually work that are just moaning, or if it's like she made them work like 150 hours a week in the Lisa Frank mines. Or, like, I have no idea the level of claims made, you know? So no opinion on that currently, but I would work in the Lisa Frank mines. She can yell at me if she wants, I don't care. If she'll have me. Though I don't wanna live in Tucson though, is the thing, but too hot. But if I was making good enough money, I don't know, maybe I'd consider it. I don't even know if they hire new people now, or if it's like they just have their in-house team that's like loyal to her and they just don't hire anybody else because of all the bad PR or whatever. Who knows? But listen, throw me in the Lisa Frank mines. I'll make Lisa Frank stuff all day. I'd do that for like $30K a year. Like, I'd do it for nothing. Honestly. As long as rent was cheap. Yeah, everybody, you know, what's the stupid thing people say? Haters make you famous, you know? Everybody's got people that say and think bad things about them, you know? You don't make it to your 30s without having at least like one or two people that just like don't like you for reasons that are valid or not. It doesn't matter. But if you're in your 30s and nobody dislikes you, either you're actually like a gem of a person, which very few people are, or you have not left your house very much. That's just kind of life. And you know what? You can still be a gem of a person and still have haters, you know. I'm sure there's people out there that hate Keanu Reeves. I haven't met one, but I'm sure somebody does. I think I screwed up that boot, but I'm going to keep rolling with it. The Fiverr guy, yeah. Well, whatever. If it's not somebody who's paying my bills or somebody I live with, I don't really care what anybody has to say about me. It's fine. And I think I'm a pretty nice person, so I sleep easy at night. And that's what matters. Alright, boot. Yeah, it's a little pointier than that. Why do I have this square toe? Let's point that out a little. Makes it a little more atomic. I don't know. Is that what they call it? That like that Googie style where it's like rocket ship stuff is atomic era? Or am I just thinking of Civ again? Where you've entered the atomic era when you reach a certain point in the tech tree. I always get irrationally mad when the computer players are like 2 ages ahead of me on that. It's like, listen, I already have this on like the second easiest difficulty. Do not mog me on the tech tree right now. Like, you can't be serious. Because I always prioritize science, so it feels like a personal insult. It's like I put the campus right by the mountain and the river for max boost or whatever, like, and you're still ahead of me. It's so unnecessary. Guess where I'm sending my spies first? To your capital. Wait, how? What do you mean? Not like 2, but like you'll hear word of like, oh, your spies say that such and such civilization is in the modern era, and you're in like, I don't know. I can't remember what the names of the ones like 2 eras before that are. It's like, what do you mean? Civ 6 on my iPad. You'll get like that little notification on the right that's like, Russia's ahead of you, by the way. Like, I didn't need to know that. You're ruining my game. Don't tell me about that. Or when I'm going for a culture run and somebody's just absolutely dominating me. Makes me so mad. Because culture in Civ 6 is the one that I'm best at, I'd say. It's like, it's either culture or science is the only way I know how to win at all. But I've gotten pretty good at culture, so I get like irrationally mad if somebody is just absolutely dominating me at culture. Not second easiest. I play what's the standard regular medium is like Prince. There's like Warlord, Settler, Prince, something, Deity. I just play on the regular. Like, I think it's the third easiest Prince, right? Just standard. And I try to get culture victory with every Civ. But I don't think I've actually, funny enough, I haven't gotten one with America yet, but I feel like that would be an easy one. I want to try China because I want to do that Great Wall thing. I want to like build the Great Wall that gives you +1 culture for every chunk of it. I think that'd be a cool way to win. Prince, yeah. Yeah, I just play on the regular, schmegular. Unless I'm trying to do like domination victory, then I'll do like whatever the second easiest, settler, I don't know. And I still lose because I'm terrible at it. I think I'm building up like this mega army and then I go to like take over somebody's capital and get incredibly destroyed. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't have built so many battering rams and I should have had more guys with guns or whatever. I don't know. Whatever crap. I just don't know what I'm doing in the army building department. Other than having a few guys around my place to defend the spot if people come and get me. They'll beat you in focus, yeah. It must be it, because I keep getting beat in culture victory even when I try really hard for culture. It's like, listen, just give me this, please. Because my fun in Civ is the first like 100 turns. That's where I have all my fun. I put up with the rest of the game because I like to win. But I actually, the first like 50 to 100 turns is the best when you're like finding out what resources are on your map. Because I change my settings to make resources abundant because it's more fun. I don't know. I like the like building up of the first few cities and like figuring out what your boundaries, your borders are gonna look like, and what if you're doing a map with islands, like what island are you gonna colonize? Like that stuff's really fun for me. But then after that, it's kind of like boring. I actually have to play the game now. Like this sucks. Want actual war tips? Yeah, need to make rock bands and make a lot of tourism. Yeah. It's looking nice, thank you. Rock bands, okay. I'll keep that in mind if for my next annual replay of Civ 6 where I get absolutely dominated. I think I'm just going to do a couple little highlights of red. I'm not going to do full color because I've already spent a lot of time on this, I think. Typically I don't spend much time on the sketches. Let's just do some pink touches here because I want to do a little like blush thing here. And then a sparkle on the eye. Actually, let's hide that sketch. Oh, I forgot to draw her neck. How about that? Well. Wrong brush. Okay. There we go. What did I want to do? Oh, I want to do the lines on her little sailor collar thing. Real rough, but you know, maybe I'll color this another week. Let's see, rock bands are the main key and wonders. Hello, how you doing? Culture is harder to win with in Civ 6. Yeah, I did notice it is harder than in previous like 4 and 5, or 5 I mean, because that's the only other one I've played, I think. Yeah, 5 I have on my computer, 6 I have on my iPad because I like to play like a middle-aged mom on the iPad. I enjoy it on the iPad for some reason. Alright. I want to really blush this out. And then erase it a little bit because it's going into her eye. We don't need that. UN victory is the easy win. I've never tried that one because it just seems boring. Honestly. I don't think I would get much enjoyment out of that. I mean, I should do it just to see if I can do it, I guess, but it just seems like boring to me. I like culture because it's fun because you get to like put little art museums up and go hunt for archaeological artifacts and stuff. Like it's fun to play, I think. That's why I like culture so much. I like the aesthetics of it. I like having art museums, and I like when I can do the what do they call it? Like the national parks or whatever. Is that too much of a whatever? We're gonna try something else. Just a little one over the nose, like a little triangle. That's how I do my blush when I put blush on. No. We're gonna go back to the 60s one. I'm overthinking stuff again. I'm gonna erase a little bit of it. Just make it subtle. Don't think about it too much. Just adding some pops of color. Do her bows in this. And the little things on her elbows. Just do pops of red. Don't worry about it being perfect. I think her collar's red too. Yep. Do that. And I think her boots are red, right? Yep. Gotta get the bow on her back as well. And then that'll be it for the sketch. I think it turned out pretty well considering I don't really draw a lot of people or anime characters, so pretty happy with this. Let's see. Hi, new here, saw the video. It's nice. Oh, thank you. Sailor Moon, your favorite character from the anime? I've just taken requests actually. I used to watch Sailor Moon a lot as a kid, but I would have to think about who my favorite was. Probably her, yeah. Actually, because I had a doll of her. My sister had Sailor Mars as a doll. That was her favorite. I have a very distinct memory of my very first day of school. I was watching Sailor Moon right before I went to school. That is crystal clear in my mind. I don't remember anything about the school day, but I remember watching Sailor Moon and my mom saying like, okay, it's time to go to school. I'm like, what? What do you mean? I don't think I was ready. That boot is totally not right, but that's okay. Okay, we're gonna put her on the screen, front and center, so y'all can see. I'm gonna take a break so I can drink some water here real quick. And I typically get off at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, so I got a little bit more time. I'm gonna do that Puck request next from Dota 2. Just making sure I have enough time. I mean, it's my stream. I can stay as late as I want, but I like to be consistent. Requires no army to win. Yeah, maybe I should try it. Even if it is boring, I should try that. All right. Shake my arms, get my wiggles out. All right. And on to, let's do a new 10 by 10 canvas. Let's get this, let me get this other ref of Puck Dota. Excuse me. The faith mechanic is very annoying to me because I hate having to like send my guys all over the world only to be told like no, or else they're gonna like start a war because they're mad at me for sending my guys. It's like, if I'm gonna send guys all over the map, it's gonna be archaeologists to like bring home artifacts, you know? That's what I find fun, but make a religion called Cash Money. When I do make a religion just to get the little perks or whatever, I just call it like Moo, and I use the little cow icon. I put no effort into naming my religion. It's called Moo, and there are 3 followers in my capital and nowhere else. And that's fine. Alright, I have 2 reference images up of Puck. They're both kind of from a side view, and one he's got like antenna things on top of his head, and the other one he's got like these like, he's got like ears and like, you know, and the wings are different. I do like the curly tail original though, so maybe I'll go with that. Let's see, how can I cutify this guy? No, I like the ref of the other version better. It's nice. It was nice to meet you too. Hope you have a great rest of your night. See ya. I'll be back next week, same time. Let me just get started on the head. Let's see if I can make a cutesy version of this guy. He has potential. The OG is the one with the noodles on his head. Okay, that's what I figured. Alright. Because it looks like an in-game model. The other one is like fancier, more rendered looking. I like the fat little wings too, as opposed to the more like elegant fairy wings. So let's go with that. Puck fan art. Yeah. Great live. Thank you. I don't know if you're here still, but thank you. I appreciate that. I'll type in fan art if I get stuck. I'm going to use this ref for right now just to get a base here, and then if I need specifics, I'll pull up some fan art. I think this is enough information for me to at least get a good sketch down. And hell, maybe next week's stream will just be doing color of the 3 I did tonight, kind of like how last week's stream was just doing color of the week before, you know? Because maybe I would like to do a line-free version of that elephant. And do some nicer, like, mid-century color on Sailor Moon. I'm trying to simplify. He's got, like, little marks on his little... I don't know what you'd call these. They look like mushrooms that grow on trees. These, like, back spines. They have, like, stitches on them. The rest of his body is kind of like this shaped. Yeah, I did forever and ever ago. I don't have a muscle memory of Puck though. It's been years. It's kind of fun to see what I can do now. I feel like I'm a better artist this many years out, you know? I look at stuff I did a year ago and I'm like, ooh. Which is kind of nice because I don't actively practice and study as much as I should. I just naturally get better and faster at doing stuff just from doing it more. Which I guess is kind of practice, but it's not intentional practice. You just kind of learn by doing. Yeah, I think it was. It was really early on. So that must have been like 100 years ago, right? Because you've known me for like at least 10 years or something now. Like crazy. Yeah, 2024, 2014, 15, something like that. Something like that. About as long as I've been vegan. Same year, I think. Need room for these big wings. I'm gonna look up fan art for the details on the wings, but for tonight for the sketch, I'm gonna get just the shape of them and the size of them in. Figure that out. Make him small for now. I was a cat then. I don't know what I am now. A person in a room. Okay, what can I do to make these shapes a little bit more exciting? Let's kind of wooby them up, woobify them a little. No, it's more like this. Yeah. I don't know what woobify means, but I'm doing it. Something like that. Like that. I think that works. Now person, yeah. Downgrade. Alright. And his legs kind of go back, it looks like. His feet curl like a monkey's paw or something. Something like that. This is gonna be a real rough sketch. I'm gonna have to refine this next week, I think, but We're gonna get the rough outline here. Honestly, too lazy to pull up additional reference at the moment, so we're gonna work with what we got here. And he's got a second arm under here. Tricky, tricky. Where should I put this other hand? It kind of comes out here. And then it's long and slender. Something like that. Hello, you don't have to stay. It's nice to have a visitor. I appreciate you stopping in to say hello. I hope organizing your art desk was fulfilling, and I hope you sleep well. It's a busy day. He's got like little nails on him. Alright, I'm just trying to figure out his hands here, his hand situation. Something like this. We're gonna lift this arm up a little bit because I don't want it to overlap the foot necessarily. His wrists are very slender as well. His arm is skinnier than that. There we go. That looks about right. And then this line kind of connect, this like part of the mushroom stuff, this back spine, this line is continuous with his back here, looks like. There's his little butt. Little frog butt. Well, he's not a frog, but it's a frog-like butt, I would imagine. And then his little tail. Just I'm saying little to everything. His little tail, his little fingers. He's just a little guy. Shaped kind of like that. And I will have to pull out additional ref to figure out how this connects to the body, but for now I'm just gonna figure it out right here. It's like a little bit bulbous at the end, it looks like, and then swirls like so. Alright. Let's see. Your desk was full of stuff. Thank you, I appreciate that. This is nice. I didn't think anybody would be here this week because I'm like, everybody's still on break for Christmas. Everybody's off work or off school, so like they're gonna be doing other stuff. But surprisingly, pretty active chat considering. A fairy dragon. He's just a little guy. He's just a wee little fellow. Do a big old eye and then a big old one of these. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I want to make the lines thick and chunky, but not necessarily as thick as these. I want to look up really quickly some fan art so I can check out how that tail looks. I said I was too lazy, but now I'm curious. Fan art. Show me that tail. So I want to know what's going on with the pointy part of the tail there. Goofy looking. Let me up the opacity because I realize it's less visible on your guys' end. It's for some reason brighter on OBS than it is on my iPad. They describe how he looks as alien, or how he acts as alien. It looks like the swirly part just comes out of like the middle of that chunk, but it's hard to tell because a lot of the fan art is drawing like not necessarily the OG. Okay, here's a good one. The tail splits into like two curly things, it looks like. Oh, I see. It's like hidden behind. Okay. My bad. All right. I think I got it. All right. See, in the ref I'm looking at, there's the other curl, but it's like hidden like that. It's like you can't even see it. So, all right. This one comes off the bottom, and then there's like this little chunk of stuff at the top. It looks like another additional chunk of whatever, but then there's a second curl. I want to make it a little more visible, so maybe like, even if it's not anatomically correct, I want the second curl to be visible, because I think it looks cool. Roughly the same size as each other, but not running into each other necessarily. I just want the curlies visible because they're neat looking. Alright, and that comes into, we're going to actually outline this. Like that. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Yeah, it starts off kind of narrow at the base. Let me make, yeah, the base is kind of at his butt, it looks like. I was gonna say maybe I should put it where the tailbone is, but no, on the official and the fan art, it looks like it's just kind of sticking out of his butt, so I'm just gonna leave it. Okay. Define his chest and belly a little bit here. I want to make this beard thing a little bit more prominent because I think it's cool. I'm making his mouth stick out like this a little bit just because I think it's cute. I know it's not how his mouth actually looks, but a little artistic license there because I think it's cute. And it looks like he's got one of these. And then it looks like he's got stuff sticking out the back of his head. I'm just going to put a bump there to imply it. There's like a little bit back there too. Alright, I think that's looking okay. And then we'll do all the stripes and all the other stuff next week, but let's clean up this line art, shall we? I feel like I'm moving away from the mic. I thought that problem had ended because I'm on this like floor desk thing and not a desk, but alas. I'm the opposite of Tay-Zonday. I move away from the mic to speak, not to breathe. Now that's an old people internet reference. Oh my gosh. I'm almost 40. It is weird being closer to 40 than 21. I think this will look really cool with colored outlines, I think. Colored line art. I don't know why I say outlines. It's a weird habit. I think that'll really make him pop. We both are getting there. Yeah, we're old. It was nice to have another old in the chat. I'm used to kids popping in here, which is fine. I draw cartoons. It's to be expected, hence the all ages friendly stream. But it's nice when it's people my age. More fun to chat. Just gonna do some of the stitching stuff. I'm not gonna get too detailed with the other stuff because I want to worry about that next week. Get my walker, yeah. Yeah. Use your common sense, you know. Just like I draw cartoons and really cute stuff, so, you know, gotta keep it classy. Keep it classy. And, I like his little toes curled up like a monkey's paw there. Man, I have been sitting in this seat all day. You ever get your butt sore from sitting too much? That's the level of sitting I've done the last couple weeks with like my ankle, which I'm walking on it fine now. I actually went on a very brief walk today just to like stretch it. It's fine. I'm not going on my long walks for another week just to be extra safe, because the last thing I need is like an injury where I need to go see a doctor about it, but I should be good. But I'm walking around the house with no ankle booty on, so all is well. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of sitting. Yeah. Yeah, that was tough. That was the most chaotic day on the subway I've ever experienced. I'm simultaneously glad and not glad somebody was witness to that, because it's like I wouldn't have believed how chaotic it was had there not been a witness. But yeah, that was chaos. Absolute chaos. I've never seen it that packed before or since. Even the holiday train with Santa is not that crazy. Like, it was one year when I caught it, I didn't get on the train, and I was like, whoa, this is like packed like sardines. I'm not getting on this. But this year I was able to ride it just fine, and there wasn't anybody on it, so there were like 10 people. But it was really funny because it was like a mix of, it was like half people that were waiting for or excited for the holiday train, and then like half people that were like regular commuters who just looked like they wanted to die. like, why do I have to take the Santa train home? Like they're getting off their job at like the factory or something. I don't know. They're just like miserable. It was very entertaining. It's like, buddy, you could have just waited 10 minutes for the next train. Don't act like it's miserable in here, please. Get a grip. And they only run the holiday train for like 2.5 weeks. And it's not even running anymore, so like, please. Let people enjoy the choo-choo train. They weren't actually prohibiting me from enjoying the train. They added to my enjoyment, if anything, so you know what? It's fine. They just looked very miserable on the train. Alright, that line got a little weird at the end, so we're gonna... But I didn't want to redo it because that was a long line. There we go. Hi, what you got for Christmas? What did I get? I got myself some new brushes for Procreate. I didn't get much else for Christmas. I am an old person, and I've told my family don't get me anything for Christmas, so they don't. But if I could get anything for Christmas, probably honestly a bunch of like nice new white socks. That's the most boring 34-year-old answer. But I love white socks. They look really crisp with all my sneakers. But no matter what you do, OxyClean, whatever, how ginger you are with them, you only wear them in your shoes. You don't wear them around the house. No matter what, they always get gray and disgusting after like 4 washes, and there's nothing you can do. So some fresh white socks. That would be what my list to Santa would be. The most old person answer I have. What did everybody else get for Christmas this year? Because mine was boring. I got myself some new brushes, and that's it. You got a Steam. I do have a Steam, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if anybody, you or anybody, plans on getting me a gift, I'm not promising I'm gonna play it ever. I am horrible at devoting time to games, as previously mentioned. It's like when somebody recommends a movie to me, but like 10,000 times more like time commitment, so it's difficult. I think the last game rec was Hypnospace Outlaw. I finally played that, and that was actually worth it. But it took me like, I don't know, 5 years of like 4 different people badgering me to play it or whatever. Not 5 years, but like several years of like, I think 5 or 6 different people told me to play it, and I finally played it and loved it. But it takes a lot of peer pressure for me to go, fine, I'll play it. I'll play it. You're fine. Alright, I still have a half hour left, so I'm gonna stretch. Ooh. Why did I just open a tab? Okay. I'm gonna stretch my shoulders out a little bit and get a drink of water here. And then I'm gonna add a rough color pass of just the blue and the purple and stuff to get an idea for what I want to do next week. Oh my gosh. All my bones are sore from sitting. Alright. Where's my beverage? This is the drink of royalty, by the way. This is a flat cranberry lime seltzer water. This is what I drink when I'm old. It still tastes good flat. Anyway. Alright. Let's set a reference layer. Let's go back to the other ref I had. This like light baby blue. I kind of want to try the Stickman brush on his skin color and his wing color. I think that would be interesting to try. Okay, I'm gonna have to manually draw on that part. It's fine. It's fine. I know this tail part is a different color, but we're just gonna make it all blue for right now. Continue filling. Thank you, color drop. Okay. Yeah, the fill bucket tool is not the best in Procreate, but it's fine. Okay, we're gonna polish this up here. Oh, it's because of the gap right there. I was like, why wasn't that filling? I see. Let's clean up all these little areas here. Alright, and then one more layer I want to do for the wings. Let's just do this very vivid, like eye-searing purple here. Because I want to see what the Stickman brush will do with this color specifically. I'm curious. We want like eye-blinding purple, and then there's other colors within it too, but I'm just starting with a base here. Alpha lock. Whoa. Too big. Alright. That's interesting. I like that variation of color it's spitting out here. And then maybe another layer with like that peachy orange color. I really dig that actually. Noted. Stickman works really well with purples. I think that's a very good rough starting point for color. Maybe less successful on the body with the light blue. So we're going to try that out. Might have to make a more subtle version. Actually, let me get ahead of that. I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, I kind of like the mint green it's giving me. We're going to just go crazy with it. And then get smaller. And then like lower the opacity and mess with blending modes a little bit. See if we can get something interesting going on with just the base color of everything. Adds a little texture, adds a little pizzazz. It's kind of more of a purple. It's kind of like his body is more purple than it is like green blue, but Stickman is feeding me a lot of green. Let me try. I'm gonna duplicate it again. Let's try more of a purplish blue and see what that gets us. Okay. Okay. I think this overlaid on top of a bright blue with like some funky layer effects might be the move. And then get rid of that greener one. Because he's not very green. He is very cool toned. Like the highlight on him could be a green, I guess, but... Alright, let's try that. Get rid of that green one. Let's just play with some blending modes here. See what looks cool. Hue? That's it? My goodness. That was on 100% and it wasn't doing anything. Overlay. Yeah, none of these are really darker color. Still not it. I definitely like it for the wing. I'm not feeling it for the body. Let's do something else for the body. Let's try this textured brush. I like this a lot. This Nico Roll. Let's do a bright and more purple. We're gonna do a, not like that. We're gonna do a big wash. And then maybe tint it a little more green toward the head. And then the further back you go, have it be a little bit more saturated and a little more purpley. So have a nice base to work with. I do want to fix some of these little areas here, so I'm going to go in really quickly and polish this up. You can't really see it unless you zoom in, but it bothers me, so this is what I'm going to spend a minute or two doing. I wish the fill bucket tool in Procreate was better, but alas, it's not. I keep getting fed videos on TikTok, which RIP TikTok as soon as it goes. I've been spending too much time browsing it. My excuse is it's going to be gone in a few weeks, so. This girl defending herself saying, like, in the professional pipeline, like, you don't use Procreate professionally, and people are coming for her, but it's like, you probably don't, because there's so many limitations on, like, layer count. The fill tool is unreliable. The transform tool is terrible. You can't collaborate within the same program like you can in other, like, apps for drawing. So, like, there are professional illustrators that use Procreate, but, like, if you're working in a company where you have to do graphic design or illustration, like, you're not going to be using Procreate. And it's stuff like this. That's the reason why. But I like working within the limitations of Procreate. I think it's more easy to use than it is frustrating. It's frustrating like 5% of the time. And it's easy to use and enjoyable 95% of the time. So it's a pretty good trade-off. Alright, I think that's a pretty solid base here. Let me get him centered on the screen here. Ooh, why did I click the wheel? That wheel that I never have used yet. That's what I get for clicking into OBS without looking. See this wheel of death that I haven't done yet because I don't have enough subs to justify it. Maybe one day. Where people will super chat $1 to spin the wheel, you know? An idea for later. Try changing the eyes. Ooh, good call. Let me do the eyes before I get off here because my butt is getting sore and I'm getting hungry. But, before I do that, let me get a nice orange amber color eye in here. Well, we'll erase the white because that's going to be the highlight. Make this a dark, rich amber here. Alpha lock, let's do nice bright. I think that looks pretty sweet. Maybe make it a little more saturated right up here. Beautiful. All right. I think this is a pretty good start for next week's coloring adventure. If I do say so myself, let me close all these 800 tabs I have open so I can see OBS. All right. With that, let me do a recap for anybody who's still watching. It looks like it's just you, me, and one other person lurking. I did Frankie from Baby Genius. Cute little elephant. Did Sailor Moon. Quick sketch version of her. I'd love to color next week as well. And Puck. The one and only Puck. Alright, thanks to anybody who's still watching who tuned in. Thanks to anybody who's watching the replay. Thanks to anybody who's ever came to my channel for any reason, even just to say hello. That is it for me for this evening. I'm going to go stretch and get something to eat. And I'll see you all to color these 3 guys next week. Peace.